Oh, and nice to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, and welcome to our ranch.
This is fantastic.
We invited you here to Colorado. You've flown a long way.
I noticed one thing that's missing though. Where's the bottle of Jameson?
We knew that you were coming from Ireland.
Yeah.
So we left the Jameson out so we could have some left for us.
It's a smart move.
That's true.
Rooster, go along.
Oh, you were a linebacker, Dad.
That day we did it all. Played both ways.
Yeah, that means something different nowadays, Dad.
The show itself, while it is uproariously funny,
Thank you.
it's also quite dark. I mean, there's a couple of really tense sort of face-offs, certainly between your character and your father. I mean, how carefully did you have to put those balances together to keep the humor there as well as that kind of edge?
It's an amazing thing that happens when you can make people laugh, which is suddenly they start opening themselves up in a vulnerable way. Because as soon as you start laughing, you're already seeing some portion of your life or some portion of yourself in the characters that you're watching. And I think that the balance between that which is funny and that which is very, very real is a very fine line. And we knew going into this that we wanted to tell a different kind of story, that we didn't just want to do sort of bump
Traditional
comedy.
sitcom.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do that to Netflix. We became partners with this company because we wanted to give them something that they hadn't seen before and no one has seen before. And so we're working very hard towards that.
One of the things that I found brilliant about it was the relatability of it. I mean, personally, I'm from a small place in Galway in Ireland, rural background, and you have the same themes, the sort of the family angst, the older son leaving,
Yeah, trying to survive, family
it's,
business.
But it's so relevant even to this day, and to put that out there in that kind of environment really gets the conversation going.
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the important things is that we work for a global network. Like, Netflix releases to 190 countries. And so that's a key for us. And when we were putting the show together is, okay, so we want to start it, put it in this area of middle America and small town conservative values, but it also has to relate to the planet. So we veer our comedy and we veer our stories to what is universal. Family angst and dysfunctional families and brothers fighting and being treated like children by their father as adults.
And we were coming up with this idea. We sort of looked at everything that was out there on television that we could find, and what we realized is that so many people, whether you live in a major metropolitan area or you live in rural places in the world, everybody comes from somewhere, and there was a giant subsect of audience that wasn't being serviced with content about them that was relative to them. And we saw that as like huge, pun intended, green grass, that we could actually tell a story based in that small rural community, and that it wasn't being serviced by anyone in any way, shape, or form. We thought it was fertile ground for an interesting story.
You've been to Ireland a good bit. You've got married in Ireland.
I did, yeah. I love Ireland. I mean, I'm all 8 great-grandparents, came over and moved to New York a long time ago. And so I've just been fascinated with my culture and where I come from and my lineage. We got married down in Tipperary, and it was, did 2 weeks there and took a place over and drove around and stayed in Mayo and went up to Donegal, and I've gotten to play golf now all over Ireland, and it is one of my favorite spots on the planet.
You could go on location. Be a good episode.
Oh.
Yeah, the Bennetts go
Save
find
up
their
for our
ancestors.
family vacation. We have to save for like 7 years.
7 years.
For events that we'd go see.
Yeah, we can't afford to fly to. We can't afford the gas to Denver, let alone a flight to Ireland.
Visit Ireland, I'm sure, would pay for it.
Oh, that's a good call.
I like it.
We'll bring the Bennetts home.
Fun.